Hi, my name is Neeraja Reddy. I am the Vice President for Genetic Counseling at MapMyGenome. And for the World Cancer Awareness Day, which is celebrated on 4th of February, I'm going to talk to you about hereditary cancer syndromes. So what do you mean by hereditary cancer? So what we know is about only 5 to 10% of cancers run in the families, meaning it is cancers that is because of an underlying genetic cause which can get inherited from one generation to the next. How do you identify these cancers? So when you see families having rare cancers like having ovarian cancers or males who have breast cancers, we identify multiple family members with cancers. So multiple females in the family with breast and ovarian cancers, or males and females with breast, ovarian, or prostate, pancreatic cancers. Then we consider these to be a cluster of cancers that can be significant to be associated with an inherited cancer syndrome. How do you diagnose these cancer syndromes? So when you are looking at families where you're suspecting that there could be a genetic change that's increasing your risk of developing the cancers, we tend to offer genetic testing to the affected family members. This would help us identify an underlying genetic cause that may be associated with the cancer. After this genetic mutation or the genetic change is identified that is associated with an increased cancer risk or a predisposition, then we would offer the same genetic testing to other at-risk family members who are adults. So depending upon the cancer syndrome that you're looking at, it would be offered to adults. In case there are childhood onset of cancers, and we may also offer it to children at those cases. Finally, how do you prevent these? So while we cannot control how our genes are passed on or what comes from our parents or what we passed on to our children, what we can do is identifying these genetic mutations or genetic changes can actually help us in management, in surveillance, as well as in identifying cancers earlier so that we can treat them sooner and we may have more options for treatment. In some cases, we may also offer to do prenatal genetic testing, meaning genetic testing during the pregnancy to understand if this gets passed on to the future generation or not. All of this is very important discussions that requires expert advice from genetic counselors or geneticists. So it's advice to families who are suspected to have a genetic mutation or a genetic cause associated with a cancer to meet with a genetic counselor prior to doing a genetic testing, and once after finishing the genetic testing to understand the reports and the implications for themselves as well as their family members.